So after I grabbed a crack, I ain't even gonna lie. My whole world went to spinning, you hear me? Like, cause man, I ain't lying, man. I'm talking about, man. I don't know what money started coming from. Money started coming from all over, like, you hear me? Like, I mastered it. Like, my grandfather, he owned a construction company. Boom. Everybody that worked for him on drugs. All my uncles on drugs. All these people in these trailer posts on drugs. Everybody that, I just gotta wake up every day till they on drugs. They on crack. They on whatever I'm on, what I'm selling. So now it's like I could put them in a hole. I could do whatever I want. You hear me? Like, it's crazy. Like, you hear me? Like, man, I'm talking about it just fell dead in my lap. Like, without even trying. You hear me? Like, so boom. After all that, you hear me? Like, stuff just started happening. The years just started passing. Stuff just, stuff picking up. So, boom. My mom ended up moving away to Texas. She ended up taking us away from Texas. Like, I guess trying to just see us in a better predicament, just see us do better. Like, what she's supposed to do as a mom. Like, doing whatever she can do, making sacrifices, you hear me? Like, to make sure we good. Like, you hear me? Like, so boom. We leave, we go to Texas, like, we stay out there a few months. She ended up getting homesick, like she always did, like since we was younger, and ended up leaving. So now I'm to the point to where, like, man, I don't even really want to leave, like, like I'm back contemplating Texas, like, because that was the thing, like we'll be going back and forth. We'll leave Louisiana, go to Texas for a little while, go back to Louisiana. My mama always get homesick and leave, this and that, then I don't want to stay, so I stay with my auntie. I stay with her sister, like, like, cause I don't want to leave. Like, I'm cool right here. So boom, man. This time she ended up leaving. Boom, she leave. I end up staying. So this time I'm coming back around here. I didn't got a little help to selling drugs, like, like now I'm bringing that back to Texas, like. Man, cause I'm not about to be hurting for nothing. Like, I'm in survival mode. Like, like that's the mode I'm in. By any means necessary. My mama, she already done left me down here. Like, I'm back. I'm back to square one. Like I gotta make some shake. Like, in order to make it back home or make my people get back good to come back out here. Something gotta shake. So boom. How this happened? My grandfather, this is like around this time, this like, I want to say like 2007, 2008, something like that. My grandfather ended up getting sick bad, like he ended up getting cancer, like it took a toll on him. Bad, like, you know what I mean? My grandfather, like, we locked in like this, like my man, like, this my man's, like, like, this is my dog, like, you hear me? Like, this is the only man that I ever looked up to in my life. Like, like, this is the only man that ever gave me, hope that, everything gonna be all right. Like, like, in real life, like, man made me strong, like, like, just mentally, all type of ways, you hear me? Physically also. So, boom. So, once that happened, I ended up having a thought moving back to Louisiana because stuff had already went bad. Because when my mama had left me, I ended up started selling drugs in like out my auntie house, like, and she wasn't gone. I had older cousins, they hating, secretly hating, because they little cousins running up a bag and they gotta wait on us allowance. Like, they really hating, trying to debo me, out my money, out my stuff, just different stuff, like, just hating, like, like, and I ain't gone, me, I ain't gone. You hear me? Like, I don't care how big you is. You hear me? I better than pick something up and bust your head. Like, you hear me? Like, like, that's just how I used to be. Like, like, so, they end up trying to debo me and it ain't go how they want to go, so they gotta go tell your mama. Like, so she end up, we not going for that over here, whoop bop whoop, you can go back to Louisiana and whoop bop whoop, do that, we don't have it over here, so I end up just like, man, I'm packing my stuff, I'm leaving, like, you hear me, like, not a let, I got a little girlfriend, you hear me, like, her and her mom and them, they on the same type of time I'm on, like, I'm on some hood stuff, like, you hear me, they on some hood stuff, like how we on some hood stuff back home, so it's like, I'm good, like, I don't need to go back home. I can go move in with them. They'll accept me with open arms, like, like family, like way better than my own family. So shit, this the hand out fan. You hear me? So boom, shit, time passed by. Like I said, my grandfather ended up getting sick. You hear me? So now it's either choose like my girlfriend and her family and what they going through in the struggle, of my family and what they going through in the struggle, and being there for my grandfather on his last little dying bed, because they already ain't giving him too much long to live, like, like, so I got just like I'm stuck in that, man. It's my first love, my family, my first love, and her family, or my family and what they going through, and y'all already know what happened. I gotta go back home to me and my family, like, because this is where it started at. I love you to death. If you could wait when things get better for me and mine, hey, if you can't, I gotta go, my baby. Like, I got to go. So boom. That's what happened. I ended up going back to Louisiana. Boom. Go back to Louisiana. You hear me? Start dealing with the stuff, seeing my grandfather all down, like, damn, and taking a toll on him, and just watching him, like, just seeing him down, and I was like, you hear me? Like, I hate to see this happen, like, I'm forced back in the streets, my people, they still struggling, my grandma, my mom, and them, like, like, I just can't see this happening, like, like, man, I was just always this type of person, like, I just can't watch my people struggle, like, for nothing in this world, like, I always was the person that everybody call on. I'm the person that everybody depend on, even if I'm young. Like, I was young, 14, 15 years old, like, like, they call on me, like, and I never had a place with the position I had, like, because it made me feel good. It just made me feel good to know that, like, I could really, like, be there for my people, like, and, and just be there for them. I'm talking about aunties, cousins, like, mama, grandma, uncles, like, people that's older than me that's supposed to be taking care of me, like, I was taking care of them. Like, and it made me feel good, like, because we come from nothing, like, just knowing where we come from, and, like, just everything we had to deal with, like, it just made me feel good as a man, like, just as a person, like, that I could have been able to provide for my people, like, just, I ain't gotta hear or watch them call people no more and, get them denied or nothing like that. Like, or hurt, hear they feelings hurt, or watch our lights get turned off, or, hear them having to come stay with us because, they lights or something turned off, or something in their household ain't right. Like, because I can make it happen. I'm still young doing all this. Like, I'm about like around this time, I'm like 15 years old. Like, it's like 2007, 2008. So boom, like, I was so deep in the game, like, I'm talking about, man, I was making money, like, at a young age. So, like, I had an uncle, he was on drugs bad when all my mama brothers was really on drugs, except a few of them, but this one right here, he was bad off, like, bad off. Like, he was really, like, extorting our whole family, like, really torturing us, like, and bringing us through the storm way worse than we already going through the storm. Like, he was one of them. He was on straight demon time. Like, he ain't have no heart. Like, he ain't have no feelings, no nothing. Like, he was really on demon time, like, at all times. Like, like, he would shoot up and stuff. Like, he had a demon on his back, like, that was just unexplainable. That, it was new to us, too, because we was just experiencing that type of, stuff in our family. Like, we didn't experience other stuff like people smoking crack and this, that, like, but you shooting up, bro, that's a whole nother level. Like, he going crazy, like, he doing whatever it takes, and there was plenty of times like he didn't hit my stashes, like he didn't like lock the doors while everybody outside and stole everybody's purse, hopped out the window. I'm talking about he didn't hold my grandmother like hostage, like, and made everybody come off everything they got valuable, like, he didn't hold her hostage like to her neck with a knife. Like, it's just all type of stuff, like, like he just brought extra trauma on us that, we already had, like, but, that was just another part of the story, like, of the, the story, like, that just took place, like, or whatever, like, but, back to the story at hand, it was just tragic, like, and it just got to the point to where, like, I became like I became like the head mans of the family, like, like all my uncles, y'all all washed up, like, y'all on drugs, bro, like, the responsibilities that I'm having on my plate right now, like, y'all supposed to be having that, bro. Y'all supposed to be taking care of y'all sisters and y'all nieces and nephews and mama and sisters and stuff like that. Y'all leaving that up to me. Like, and I got other cousins too. Like, I had another cousin. He was in the streets too, kind of like me. He was older than me, but, he had hustle too, like, but his hustle was a little different. Like, and he was a little more selfish with his money. Like, he wasn't like giving like me. Like, he was like an all for self like person in the family. Like, like, so people really ain't called on him like that. Like, he'll give if he wanted to give, but like he ain't just give like just giving like that, like, type stuff. So it kind of led me to just be the one that everybody called on, because I just never like really turned my people down and refused them. Like, I never like was the type to be like, I ain't got it, or this, that. Like, you could be, I could have $100, like, I'm gonna give you them $100 and you be like, my light bill, about to get turned off, like, I'm gonna pay you back, like, which they would never pay me back, like, but I wouldn't even trip over it like that, like, because I know one thing, I did what I wanted to do, like, I did a good deed in my family life, that's what I got, the happiness and peace that I needed, that I wanted, like, that made me happy, that made me feel good, like, just, still to this day, I think that's a bad habit that I picked up, like, like, it made me feel good when I could just give my heart out to people, like, like, but I don't feel like it's a bad thing, like, I just, now, I know I just gotta give my heart out to the right people, like, that deserve to have my heart, like, like, the people that deserve, like, like, people, like, the people that I'm sharing my testimony with right now today, like, and my kids, and, the people that genuinely love me, stuff like that. So, back to the subject at hand, like, my uncle, he just was one of them, he just was doing too much, like, so, by me being the mans of the family, like, one of these mornings, it was just like, it was one of the mornings, like, and I had been up for like 3-4 days, like, trying to make some money, like, in the streets, like, not sleeping, like, I know it's bill time coming around, like, around these times, everybody seem to just call, you hear me? So it's like, every month for years, like, I really literally had to put up like $3,000 to $4,000 just for other people's life, you hear me? At a young age, like, you hear me? Like, I know for a fact I gotta put this to the side, like, just for whoever about to call for something, whoever about to do it. I gotta hustle extra harder just to have that put up, so it won't affect what I got going on, and my responsibility is none of that to say. I got a whole family, like, I'm standing a whole household with a grown woman. I'm 15, she like 25 years old, like something like that, which is my first son mom. I'll tell y'all about that. But anyways, I end up being in like I remember this like yesterday, it was pouring down raining, like how one of these days like today is pouring down raining. And I was in a rental truck I had rented for one of my clients or whatever, like, So, I ended up falling asleep in front of my grandma's yard. Just body just drained, like shut down. I can't go no more. I ended up falling asleep in front of her yard. So after I fell asleep in front of her yard, when it started pouring out raining, she must have seen I was out there in that truck. So she come to the truck. She like, she like, baby, wake up. Like, come in the house. Like, it's raining. Like, it's raining all in this truck. Like, baby, come in the house. Like, man, I got drugs all on my lap, money all on my lap. Like, I'm in, I'm looking up. I'm trying to see that's her. Like, but I was like, I'm halfway sleeping. I'm halfway. When I noticed it was her, I'm like, oh, man, let me get myself together. Like, I'm not even worrying about the drugs. I'm mostly worrying about the money, Like, I'm trying to put the money in my pocket and get in the house, you hear me? Like, so, boom. After I do all that, I go in the house, you hear me? I straight sleep. I'm talking about all my clothes on, all my shoes still on. I go lay straight in my grandma's bed, you hear me? I don't know why. Like, my grandma's bed is just my favorite bed. Like, as a grown person, like, I still would be in my grandma's bed. Like, like, I don't know why. Like, sometimes, like, I still sleep with my grandma sometimes. Like, like, that just was my baby. Like, like, I was just, like, extra spoiled. Like, when it come down to my grandma, like, like, she just nurtured me in a way that is just unexplainable. Like, like, no lie. Like, shout out to my grandma. Rest in peace to her, too. My baby gone. Like, like, she was really like a queen, like real life. Like, she really taught me all the valuables of like how to treat a woman, like, like, and what a woman want, like, out of man, like, like, she branded me for sure, like. But anyways, thank you, grandma. I love you. But anyways, so like it was like after I laid down, I probably had dozed off like 30 minutes. So I'm still kind of like, I'm asleep, but I'm not asleep. You hear me? Like, but I'm asleep, But, I was one of them types, like, when I still, all them days, just let me sleep. Because once you wake me up, it don't matter if I slept for 30 minutes, an hour. Like, once I sleep, and I done woke up, it's like I'm regenerated. Like, I'm back on a mission. You hear me? Like, like I said, like, I be motivated to do. I put my all into anything I do. Like, you hear me? Like, I put my heart into it. Like, ever since a kid, like, I always been like that. So, anyways, where I was, oh yeah, boom. I badly dozed off. So, boom. Once I badly dozed off, I hear something, but I really can't hear nothing. But it's like I hear somebody talking, like, my grandma, she fussing, like, like, but the whole time she fussing at my uncle that's on the drugs, like, she telling him, like, like, you get out of here and this, that, like, why is you digging in this, that, you digging in that boy's stuff and this, that. I'm hearing them, but I'm not hearing them, like, because, like I said, I'm tired, like, I've been up 3-4 days, like, I'm trying to go to sleep. So, boom. While he digging, he end up bumping my feet. So it's like, it kind of woke me up, like, when I look up, I'm like, damn, like, what are you doing? Like, bro, like, bro, like, you just stole from me, bro, like, a couple of weeks ago, bro, like, bro, I ain't never been able to catch up with you yet, bro, like, what you doing here, bro, like, I'm like, bro, what you doing, bro, like, first thing, he like, whoa, wow, he going off, like, you really trying to go in my pockets, though, bro, like, you hear me, like, bro, I'm on you, though, bro, like, so he like, man, what's down, man? Woo, wah, woo, wah, woo, wah, woo, wah, woo, wah, woo. I'm like, man, what you mean? What's down? Like, you hear me? Like, he won't fight me. Like, but he really on them drugs, so he got that demon on him. He doing anything to pull that demon on anybody you could pull it on. Like, like, you got that demon on you, my brother. Like, so boom. After that, I getting up, boom, boom, boom. We end up passing that where's my grandma. She like, no, y'all take that outside. That. He know him. He full of them drugs. He got that demon on him. Like I said, he ain't listening to nothing his mama saying. You hear me? He just went what he wanted to do. He pushed me. Boom. Me and him go to start fighting. She like, take that outside. Y'all breaking everything in my house. Did that. Like. I'm like, man, I hear my grandmother, but like, mom, I'm tired of him, mama. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm ready for, like, at this point, man, that's all I see is red in my eyes against him, cause you is torching our family, bro. You gotta go, bro. Like, boom. So, boom. I'm like, man, I'm sick of this dude. So, boom, he like, man. So I'm like, man, come, like, he like, man, come outside. Boom, I'm like, man, all right, come on, boom. So we go outside, boom, we go start fighting again. I'm beating him up, you hear me? Like, I'm beating him up. Boy, you my uncle. You supposed to be whooping me. Boy, I'm beating you up. Like, I'm beating him up. Not let's just say, like, you on them drugs, bro. Like, you really, you can't, bro, you out of there, bro. Like, you weak, bro. So, boom. In the middle of us having competition, all my family, everybody outside. The last thing I remember him said, we missed the fight, and he like, man, I'm going to kill you. Like, boom. Everything else just went blank. I swear to God, like, everything else just went blank. I didn't want to smash it, you hear me? Like, the first thing I thought was, boy, you trying to kill me, boy. I'm tired of you. First thing I thought about, man, go get that gun. Boom, you're already bigger than me, bro. Like, bro, I ain't got time to keep fighting you anyway. So, boom, I go get the gun. And by the time I get the gun, I come back by him. He got my grandma in front of him. He holding her like this. Like, everywhere I point the gun to him, he holding her. Like, he trying to use my grandma as a shield. Like, that dude dog bad. Girl, God forgive me. Like, boom. He trying to use my grandma as a shield. So, boom. So, he trying to use my grandma up. So, I don't want to just, shoot the gun and shoot my grandma on accident. You hear me? Like, I'm telling my grandma, I'm like, man, please move out the way. Like, I'm to the point to where, like, man, mama, please move. Like, I'm 15, bro. Like, I'm not in my right state of mind right now. Like, man, y'all move out the way. I just want him. But if y'all don't move out the way, I don't want nobody but him. I gotta get to him by any means. Like, so boom. Like, he ended up pushing my grandma to me. Good thing I wasn't trigger happy, I ain't shoot or nothing. Like, I grabbed her, stopped her from falling, and then I went to chasing after him, shooting after him. Boom, 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 boom. I shot him like 3 times. Boom. I ran out of bullets. I had a little 30 revolver. Boom. I started hitting him with the gun. Boom, 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 while you on the ground. But I hear the sirens in my thing, so I know I gotta go. Boom. So I go. I see my homeboy and them, my older homeboys, the ones, they all older, in their 20s, 19. They like, man, what happened, man? What happened? We heard that. Woo, wah, woo, wah, woo, wah, woo, woo. So, boom, I'm like, man, my uncle, man, I had to shoot my uncle, man. That man keep tripping, bro, man. They already know what's going on. They already know. So, like, I'm like, man, bro, like, they like, what a gun at, bro? I'm like, right, yo. They like, give it the gun, bro. I end up giving them the gun, like, you heard me, like, boom, I'm running. My cousin, you hear me? One of my female cousins, she stay in the trailer post while I was telling you, all the people be. She like, man, run in here. Boom, I ain't not running enough. So after I ain't not running enough, I ain't got no shirt on or nothing, you hear me? Like, she like, man, I'm gonna give you a shirt. She like, man. Oh, man, she ended up telling her mama, like, she like, mama, he ain't here, you high? And she like, man, her mama like, I'm gonna go outside and see what they talking about. Like, she like, I'm not gonna tell him you in here. Like, she like, I'm not gonna tell him you in here. So she, boom, she come back in the house. Rest in peace to cuz too, you hear me? So she come back in the house. She like, man, they just said, man, they just want you to come outside. They not gonna kill you. They not you wanted on them in danger. They said, man, if you turn yourself in, they not gonna do you nothing. So I'm like, man, I'm not turning myself in. Like, you hear me? Like, cuz they trying to make me turn myself in. I'm like, cuz I'm not turning myself in, cuz it's over with. So boom. After cuz, she finally, cuz was so genuine, I ain't even gonna lie, like cuz was a person, like she so sweet, you can't even tell her no, like she was one of them cousins, like she's so sweet, it's like, if you tell her no, she gonna do it, like bro, she gonna make you feel so bad, bro, like you heard me, like that you done told her no, like so, she gonna make you feel like, bro, you done committed every sin in the book, bro, like you heard me, so please don't tell her no, like you heard me, like. And you don't want to see a person like that cry, because, bro, that's going to be a torture for the rest of your life, bro. Like, you hear me? Like, so, boom. She ended up convincing me to leaving out and going outside and turning myself in with my hands up. Boom. I ended up going outside, bro. Put my hands up. They took me to juvenile. You hear me? Because I'm 15. You hear me? I'm like, man. They took me to juvenile. I ended up going to juvenile. Took me to St. James, you heard me, a little detention center. So boom, I'm waiting in St. James till I go to court and this, that. So when I finally got my little court date, I stayed in there a few months, you know. Boom, I finally had my court date. My whole family in court, like they miss me so much, like you heard me, like I ain't lying, that was one of the biggest moments of my life that I felt my family really love me and miss me, like you hear me, like real life, like you know. But that was all a part of, like they miss me genuinely. Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie, but they also like missed what I could have provided, like they was stuck in a part that like y'all actually depended on a 15-year-old, bro. Like that is not cool, bro. Like that's not cool, bro. Like. But I love my people. Like, I ain't understood it at the time. Like, So we end up going to court. We at court. My uncle ended up coming in court and dropping the charges. Like, he don't want to press no charges, this, that. So they end up letting me come home as a juvenile. So now they put me on papers and probation as a juvenile, like, until I make 18. Like, I'm on papers until I make 18. So boom. And let's say like I'm, now I'm back scot free. I'm back doing my thing, back living life like it never left, nothing never happened. Like, like I'm back out here. So boom. Now around this time, this is probably like about 9 months later. And before I end up catching a charge and all that, I had a car like I had just bought, but like, I was like painting like a slab, like I was candy painting it, putting new mold in it, this that. So I kind of left the job unfinished with the people that was painting the car from California and all that. So I had to come by the time I came out, they was almost about to finish with the car. Like, so it's like I came home from doing this. Everybody knew I done did this. Like, at this time, like, the streets, that's what they wanted. Like, they liked the stuff like that. Like, that was cool at the time. So it's like, man, they know I'm young, I'm turned, I'm having my way out here. Like, I'm turned. You hear me? Like, I got that fame right now. Like, you hear me? I'm loving every minute of that. Like, every second of that, I'm loving that. Like, you hear me? Like, boom, man. Y'all don't even know this thing I'm about to pull out. This candy blue thing I'm about to pull out. This thing about to be so fire. Like, you hear me? The color of this, you hear me? Of this strawberry right here. You hear me? Like, I'm talking about this thing about to be fire. Like, it's really about to hurt y'all head. You hear me? Boom. I was feeling myself. So, boom. So, after that, time passed by, time steady going on. Call come out the shop, everything good. So around this time, everything good. I'm just living life. Everybody, like, when the loud horns first came out, you put the loud horns all on your car playing loud. Man, I'm talking about I'm turned like it's 08. Like, you hear me? It's Hurricane Goose style. Like, I'm talking about, man, Hurricane Hard. Man, I'm talking about it turned out here. You hear me? Like, everything popping. Like, everything just going good. Like, even talking about ups and downs. Like, you hear me? And that don't even matter. Like, that's when the hood, everybody in the hood was together. Everything was just good. Like, everything was just good. Everybody had money in the hood. All my homeboys, we all was up. I'm talking about everything was good, 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 good. All the females, they loved it. I was hood, like everything was good. So boom. After that, I end up settling down a little more with my first son mom. So around this time, this a few years later, I'm like around 17, about to be 18, I think. I ended up catching a charge when I made 17. Like, I ended up getting caught up with like some weed or something, like some little petty stuff, some weed and some crack or something like that, like something petty. So they ended up putting me on probation. I fought the charge all the way till I made 18, and 2 months after I made 18, they ended up putting me on probation. Excuse me. Now I'm on probation for. Oh yeah, my little brother daddy. I ain't tell y'all this. My little brother, one of my little brother's daddy ended up cursing my mama in front of us. So it's like, I ain't lying. I never took it like somebody disrespecting my mama in front of me well, like at all. Like, I never took that well. Still to this day, like I don't know how to take that, like, at all. Like, you hear me? Like, that's like, if you want to bring me out there, like, just disrespect my mama. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. I don't got no understanding. Like, when it come down to my mama, like, like, no lie, like, But anyways, it's crazy. But, what I was... Oh yeah, my little brother daddy ended up disrespecting my mama, so my uncle ended up hitting him in the head with something and didn't want to take the charge, so they ended up giving me the charge too. So that was another charge I ended up getting put on probation for. So I ended up getting put on probation for 5 years. 2 months after I made 18. So time passing by, and my son mom ended up getting pregnant. So right now at this time she like 2-3 months pregnant with my first son. So some stuff had happened to her. Like, I think the police had ended up taking one of my cars. So it's like we had one vehicle. So I'll be using her car, to make money, provide for her. Nevertheless, to see, I'm young. Like, love, like, I'm taking care of you, your 2 kids, like, that's not even mine, like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as a man. I'm providing for my family, like, no matter what's going on. Like, so, like I said, I was driving, we had one vehicle, like, so I was using her car at the time, like, but it's really our car. There's no such thing as your car, my car, like, it's our car, but it's, it's your car. You hear me? Really, all the cars your cars because it's under your name, because you the only one that's legal enough to have a car under your name, like, so even though I'm paying, I could buy the car, you still yours legally, like, find that out later on in the game, like, ain't knew this, how this go. So boom, just being green, young, dumb, like, not even really knowing. So after that, one of these days, I guess she pregnant, all emotion and get all in her feelings. So she called my phone. She like, man, I'm tired of standing in the house, this, that. Like, y'all know, how women is. Like, I'm tired of standing in the house, this, that. I'm ready to get out the house. Like, man, come get me. Like, this, that. I'm like, drop me to my sister. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, there ain't nothing. Like, I'm not even really tripping. Like, mama, like, stuff. So it's so good for me, mama. I could really buy me another car right now. Like, my car just an impound or something like that. The police got my car for some type of reason. I stayed into something back in the G. Like, I always was in something. So boom, or let somebody else put me in something. Like, But anyways, at this time, what happened? Oh yeah, so I go get her. So she like, before you come, stop the Burger King or whatever. I remember this. She's like, I want extra salt on I want a number one, no Whopper, add cheese, and I want extra salt on my fries. You hear me? With a strawberry phantom. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm rushing. No, I ain't gonna lie. I'm still trying to get back to this money. Like, I end up forgetting the cheese on the hamburger. That's the only thing I forgot. Pull up to the house, picked up her and my stepsons, her and the other two sons, because my son wasn't here. I told you she was pregnant with my son. So after that, I go get her, she on the phone the whole time, like, talking on the phone, not even paying attention to nothing I got going on. She ain't paying attention to really nothing she got going on. I'm driving, I'm just trying to get you to your sister so I can go back to doing what I was doing. So boom. After all this, we get to her sister, so she taking forever to get the call, really just on some spiteful stuff, like, just because she feel like this her call, she don't gotta get out the car, like, at a certain time, like, she could do what she want, like, how women just be, like, and I told you I gotta go do this and do this, like, and I'm providing for us, now that's to say, like, I'm making sure we good, and yeah, like, like, why would you try to do anything to stop this money flow, like, I understand, like, where you coming from, but I didn't understand more at the time, like, but you being ignorant at the time, like, you hear me, like, let me go, man, let me go. So boom, stayed on the phone, stayed on the phone. I'm like, Mom, like, you can let me go, like, I'm trying to get back in the hood, like, like, she, hold on. Now she aggravating me, I ain't even gonna lie. She steady aggravating me. I'm like, man, this woman hell, man, like, man. I'm like, Mom, let me go, like, not, man, she transformed to a whole nother person, you hear me? Like, I swear to God, transformed to a whole nother person. Pull out a knife, went chasing me all over. Like, I never was no type of person to put my hands on the women and all that. So, man, I'm gone. If I got a beach, I don't need you, I'm gone. You hear me? I'm gone by my business. Like, I don't got time for all that. You hear me? So she steady want to cause a scene. This, that. Like, man, I'm gone, man. Like, you hear me? I left her in the cold. You hear me, man? I paid somebody to drop me back in the hood. So now, you know how they go. Everything be all good. Back good. Go home, but they still haven't let the fuse in the household. So this time I got my car at the impound. I think I ended up going to buy another car or something like that. I don't know. I just got tired of just dealing with all that. I think I ended up going to buy another car. But I gotta still put it under her name. So boom. We still having diffusions from the last situation. It's still a little competition in the household, but that's how that be though. You know how that go. Still going home. So boom. After this, she ended up having another problem. She always had a problem with something. So I don't know what had happened. I don't know what had happened. But I think it was something dealing with, she had caught me down bad or something, like, I think I had some condoms in my pocket or something, like, like, but it was honestly from my homeboy, like, you hear me, like, honestly, like, I didn't cheat, like, like, I didn't cheat it before, but I didn't cheat that time, like, like, my homeboy was trying to not get caught cheating, and he ended up giving me the stuff, and I forgot I had it in my pocket, and it was just a whole bunch of, catastrophe. So I'm like, man, I'm just coming home, I ain't want to hear that. I'm like, man, I'm about to go to my grandma. Well, I got a bed that it ain't gonna never be, lose my bed over there. You hear me? I'm going to sleep at my grandma. You hear me? So now she come outside with all the extra stuff. She don't want to, don't want to let me leave in the car with the license plate on her. Did that. She take the license plate off, cut it out. I'm driving to my grandma with no license plate. I don't even care. I'm just trying to go lay down. The whole time she following me, I'm not even knowing. Like, she following me. She calling the police, reporting the car, like, stolen. Like, she ain't giving permission to leave in the car. I don't even know this dude. Like, you hear me? Like, I'm just driving my grandma. The whole time she calling the police. Get to my grandma, I park my car like by my dogs, like, cause I used to have buku pit bulls, like, you know, I used to like raise pit bulls, like, you know, I used to sell breeding dogs and stuff like that, you know, and sell them back in, like, you know, in them days, like, so after that, after all that, you know, I parked the car by the dogs. I know for a fact nobody coming by these dogs, nobody going by these dogs, nobody like even allowed, and like some people like they even stay at this house can't even go by some of these dogs. Like, so I know y'all out of that, like, you hear me? So boom. So I start walking through the field, like, you know, going towards the store. Like I told you, the store right now. I'm about to go chill my homeboys. Like, I don't got time for all that. So somebody called my name, and when I look back, it's the police. They like, come see. So I'm like, I turned around, I go see, you know, what the police wanted, you know, because I mean, I know I never did nothing wrong, so I don't got nothing to hide or run for. Like, you know, like, I don't, like, why run? You hear me? Before I even can make it to the police, one of my dogs, like, I ain't gonna lie, I used to train my dogs, like, to not to like police. Like, I don't know, like, I used to just train them, like, not to like police. Like, you know, they didn't like walk and talk. It's police uniform. They hated police, you know, just off of, you know, how I was living. Like, you know, it's only right I train my dogs to go against the police, like, of how I was living at the moment, like, you know. So boom, um you know, while I'm in the process of walking to the police, like, not like literally like 10 feet before I even can, 5 feet before I even can make it, one of my dogs broke off the chain and just charged the police, went to try to bite the police. So I'm trying to grab my dog. I'm like, please don't shoot my dog. Please, please, please. Like, I used to like really love my dogs. Like family. Like, still to this day, if I get a dog, like, I'm gonna love it like family. Like, I'm just, you know, I used to be a dog lover bad as a kid, like, you know. So, you know, I grabbed a dog, you know, I gave the dog to my little cousin. I'm like, man, go put the dog on the chain or whatever. Like, you know, like, they like, go over there. Now they mad. Like, they mad. They mad. They even more mad at me than they was before. They like, so I go over there, boom. Yeah, like 3, 4 cops out here at this time. Like, you know, I don't even know why all these police out here. But, you know, they know this area, I guess, you know, they feel like this area is a bad area, so they have to come like that or whatever the case may be. So, that's sleepy. Excuse me. Not to say it like that. So, might have to finish this story tomorrow or something. What y'all think? So, I had to, so they made me go stand by the police car. After that, I went stand by the police car. So one of the main police on that shift pulled up. When he see me, he like, it's a person I had bad complications with growing up. Like, so out the gate is a stereotype, is a vendetta. He like, why is he not in handcuffs? Detain him. He like to run. You know, like I said, I had bad complications with him before. Like, you know, like, I'm like, oh man, bro, another one of these days, you know, so they detain me, you know, boom, put me in handcuffs, put me back in the cop car. So boom, I'm like, man, like, what's going on? Like, my grandma coming outside, she raising all the hell in the world. Like, you know, first of all, like, why is y'all got all this in front of my house? Like, you know, like, and why is my baby back in the cop car? Like, you know, like, what is y'all doing? So boom, the cop told her, like, you know, he is being charged with unauthorized use of a move because the person called us, which is his baby mom, saying that she didn't give him permission to leave in the car. And we got to figure out what's the other charge for this dog just biting out a police officer. So, you know, we has to take him or whatever. I'm like, wow. Nevertheless, just to say, I just got on probation, so they took me downtown. Now my probation stuff popped up. 5 years. I'm on 5 years aggravated probation. So, you know, if they violate me, I gotta go do 5 years. That's 85% of 5 years, you know, at that time. Like, you know, you're backing up 85% in 5 years, so that's like 4 years and 3 months. I'm like, wow. So now I gotta go through all this stuff, you hear me, to still lose my revocation hearing and get revoked. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy. So now I'm getting revoked. Now I gotta go do 5 years because my baby mama, one of my kids' moms, like, I ain't even gonna lie, like for years and years, so I hold a grudge against her, like I'm so thankful that God gave me the strength in my heart to like forgive her, as just on the strength of our kid, cause it's not about me or you no more, love, like, what you did, like, you did it for whatever reason you did it for. Hey, can't take it back, forgive but never forget, I still love you, my love, I just ain't gonna never forget. It's just not in my heart to have a hatred in my heart towards nobody, or a hold a grudge. Like, I don't know, I'm just not a grudge holding type of person. Like, that's miserable to me, but to each their own, But anyways, so I ended up having to go back up all the time. So I never, I never came home until my son was like 4 years old. Like, you know, so I ain't came home. I left when I was 18. I ain't come home till I was like 23 or something like that. Like, so it was like trauma, like bad trauma from 5 years I had to back up that I never asked for, but I did my time. Like, but I'm like, I came home on parole. Like, me and my baby mama, we didn't work. Like, as y'all should know, how could it work? After sending me to jail, wish, like I said, I'm not holding a now grudge against that woman to this day. Like, now grudge, like, it is what it is. Like, it didn't happen. I didn't did my time. She did, she just did something, did wrong. Like, I did wrong. I made wrong choices in her life too. So, at the end of the day, a wrong is a wrong. Like, hey, I accept it for what it is and keep pushing. But like ever since that, I had been caught up in the system, like back and forth, in and out of jail. It's like I couldn't shake it. Like, every time I come home, I stay home 6 months, a year, go back, go back. So I end up dealing with this female. When I did came home, we was together like for since we was kids, but we'd be off and on, off and on, off and on, like off and on, off and on, off and on. Like, by me moving to Texas and she not being here, out there, so it was a lot of off and on puppy love type of thing. But she was my baby, she was a person. Every time I come back to Louisiana, she my girl again, type stuff. So one of these moments is just like I'm fresh up out of jail, and she my girl, she single, I'm single, but she had a bit of baby daddy that just didn't accept the fact that he ain't want his baby mama with nobody else. So this ended up leading me back to jail. 6 months after getting home from 5 years, I hadn't moved his baby mama in a house, his daughter, they ain't really have nothing. I took them in, I mean, what I was supposed to do as a man, provide for my family by any means, and, my girlfriend at the moment, which was her, she was very orange, and, so she had me on a schedule, I know you're in the streets, but I don't want my daughter to just feel like it's cool to have a man, to just, she'll never see you, when she go to sleep and stuff, so at least try to be home, you know, before she sleep or whatever. I respected it to the utmost, so I try to stay on the schedule just on the strength. You know, I loved in my family, loved my girl, like, you know, I loved her kid, like, you know, it's just my family, like, this what it is. So, you know how that went.